Okay, 11:03. Okay, so hi everyone, I'm Talina Espinoza. It's a pleasure to be with you today for this Know Before You Go session for Beavers, Women in Heavy Civil. We are so excited to be doing this event with you again in January, and through some brainstorming with a lot of really smart people, this awesome idea came forth to put a little webinar together and help share a little bit of information about what to expect for Beavers Week and for the Women in Heavy Civil event in particular. And so excited to have the opportunity to meet with each of you and share a little bit about what to expect. So we are going to be presenting some content and then open for Q&A. I just want to ask if you have questions to go ahead and put them in the chat, and we'll take them from the chat and we'll go live with questions at the end of the session, but want to get through the presentation content before we do that. So before I hand it over to my co-presenters, I want to introduce some of the Women in Heavy Civil board members who are here with me, and we'll start with Elizabeth Torres. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Elizabeth Torres. I'm the Regional Director for TENA on the West Coast. Happy to be here today. As Talene mentioned, this was an idea really stemmed sort of from survey feedback that we got of people just wanting to know more of what is going on. So happy to share that with you today. We've been hard at work over the last several months putting together the event for next week. So super excited.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Sarah?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Sarah Tacker. I'm Vice President and District Manager for Northern California at Flatiron Dragados. And yeah, this concept for the webinar came about when we were thinking about how can people most benefit and really understand what to do to prepare for a networking event. And so we're really looking forward to sharing our networking tips with you and give you the opportunity to get the most out of attending our lunch that we are excited for next week.
Thanks, Sarah. And like I said, I'm Talina Espinoza. I'm Chief Strategy Officer for Royal Electric, and I'll be there, and so will Elizabeth and Sarah next week. So come say hi to us when you're there. And without further ado, I'd like to pass it off to Sarah to talk us through what you can expect from Beavers Week. Oh, and actually, I'm starting off with our mission statement here. Floor is yours, Sarah.
Yeah, hi. Okay, thank you. So yeah, first we just wanted to go through our mission as far as the Women in Heavy Civil Committee as part of the Beavers. We are a standalone committee supported by the Beavers, and we have our following mission statement here, which is to attract, retain, and promote women into the heavy civil construction industry through these following three modes, which is fellowship, providing our opportunities to meet and be around each other and share ideas, support, offering our outreach and financial support, which primarily comes through the Beavers organization in their mentorship programs, and the Beavers Charitable Trust, which provides specific women in heavy civil scholarships, and then also through training and education, so providing opportunities to expand the heavy civil workforce to include more women, and by doing things like this, for example. So yeah, for any of you not familiar with the entirety of what happens at the Beavers during the event in January, the January event for Beavers is focused around the awards dinner. So the awards dinner is held on Friday night, and that will be on January 16th. And the event is focused around the following four awards that you see at the bottom, which is a leadership award, a management award, supervision, and then service and supply engineering awards. These are prestigious. There are only four awards given every year, and to be honored with a Beavers Award is a big accomplishment in our industry. And so in addition to that Friday dinner, which has been going on for decades, we've added our Women in Heavy Civil Luncheon, which will be held on Thursday afternoon. And this will be our fourth, I believe, lunch that we have held. So our committee had started this back in 2022, and we are now going on to our fourth Women in Heavy Civil lunch. We also host an event. The Beavers and the Women in Heavy Civil Committee host events in August as well at the Beaver Dilly, which is held in Northern California in Napa.
I just want to add that the events are sold out, but a lot of companies buy bulk tickets. And so if you don't have your own ticket, this is your time to go call in favors to all your friends.
I will add also just a note, because I know people are used to this, we are not selling tickets at the door this year. So please be aware of that. We have done that in years past.
Yep, good point.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so this is our invite. And as we just said, this luncheon for 2026 has sold out. We will be approximately 500 plus people in the room. Our room is set for about 500 people. It does usually fill. We have a very low no-show rate for this event. So it's a very big, busy room. And yeah, we've grown it over the years. I think our first event was 250 people. So we've doubled our event in size based on demand, but we don't believe that we'll go beyond the 500. So if you didn't get your ticket for this year and you are looking for it, just make sure to keep your eyes out for it next year. It does sell out very quickly, particularly once we start advertising and promoting it through our LinkedIn sessions. So hopefully you all have a ticket, but yep, keep your eyes open and or go and start asking around to see if a company has extra seats. This is the timing of the event. So our event officially kicks off with a networking session, a 30-minute networking session, similar to previous years, where the room will just be open and people are encouraged to go around and start meeting and introducing themselves to each other and making new connections in the room. So there's a 30-minute networking. We will bring our networking bingo back this year, which I believe we did not have last year, and by popular demand, we are bringing it back for this year. So we will have our networking bingo cards available to assist in your networking activities, but it officially starts at 11:30. We will go over our program here in a minute, but we have an action-packed lineup of guest speakers for our program, which will last about an hour and a half, including a few-minute break for us to serve lunch and start eating lunch as well. So these are our speakers. Our theme for this year, our theme for the event is Pathway to Leadership. So really talking about and having discussions with industry leaders and also amongst ourselves about what it takes to take and advance our careers to the next levels and ultimately to leadership positions within the heavy civil industry. And so we've got our three speakers here, Sharon Gukin, who's the Deputy CEO of LA Metro. Sharon has obviously had a long path to her success in her career, starting at Fluor. And so she's got great insight on how to continue to move your career forward. Our keynote speaker is Cynthia, the director of Long Beach Airport. Again, a person with just amazing career accomplishments and being able to advance her career, starting with her being one of the city civil engineers and now running the Long Beach Airport. So Cynthia will have lots of great information and insights in her personal journey to getting to a leadership position within the heavy civil industry. And then finally, we'll have closing from Antonio Villaraigosa, who was the previous mayor of LA and is currently a candidate for governor in California. And he will be focusing, and one of his main focuses is on workforce development. So these three speakers will have lots of great insight. We're really excited and lucky to have them, and that they want to participate in our events is fantastic. So this will be a really great set of speakers that will be presenting during the sit-down portion of our lunch. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Elizabeth, who will now start to give you some tips on how to make the most out of this event.
Awesome. Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, we mentioned earlier, we took the feedback from the survey results and really tried to incorporate it into this event. And also we will do the same in the future. But one of the things that we heard the most was that there were a lot of folks there that their main goal was networking. And that they were looking to also lead from other or learn from other leaders in the room. Everybody's sort of at different points in their career that's attending the event. So that's part of the reason why we wanted to help and assist with the Know Before You Go, so you can be prepared going into next week's event. So one of the things, prepare with intention. Set 2 to 3 goals for the event. Are there people you're looking to meet? Are there things you're looking to achieve? The members of the Beavers list are on their website, so that is something that could be very helpful for you. Maybe folks that you've been looking to want to introduce yourself to, know who's attending and who you want to meet. We don't have a published list, but like I mentioned, there's the list of Beavers members that are on their website. Likely you'll find a lot of those folks in the room. Prepare a short and genuine introduction, right? I think we all know in this industry that it's about the long game, right? You build relationships by getting to know people and understanding whether or not there's a value in you partnering with them. So going in with a plan is the best course of action. And of course, showing up curious, right? Just trying to do your research, figure out whether or not these are people that you can or should partner with and what that looks like. All right. Making the most of the event. As Sarah mentioned, officially starts at 11:30. We know a lot of folks like to arrive early, take photos, that sort of thing. That's always good by us to be there on time. Try to sit with people you don't know. One of the things we've seen a lot over the last few years is people rush in to save seats for their entire team at their table. It's not a bad thing to mix up the seats, right? You're going to be sitting with new people. You'll be able to have new conversations, understand what they do, who they are, and what they bring to the table, and maybe just even collaborate with them as other leaders or other even women in the industry. But we really encourage you, mix it up. Don't sit with your friends necessarily. We know that's fun. You guys will have plenty of time before and after the event. Ask open-ended questions and listen actively, right? This is the way we're going to be able to get to know the most about one another and be able to network, and then be present, right? Phone away, I can't contact on, really just living in the moment. I think the speakers that Sarah just talked about are great. A lot of things to learn. I personally have heard Antonio even pitch for his gubernatorial candidacy and why we should vote for him. It's really interesting just to learn about what they're bringing to the table and how that can impact you in your career. All right, this is a cool little way to just think about conversation starters. So the acronym is FROG, so family, recreation, occupation, and goals. Just start out with a genuine connection. These are things that you can connect on, right? Everybody will either has family or has some sort of recreational sport they do or something they participate in. What do they do? What are their goals? Why are they there, right? Just being able, again, to network, get to know people, be intentional with the conversations and genuine, and walk away with something that is tangible and valuable into the coming weeks and the rest of the year. All right. And then follow up, right? Follow up super important. We can have all the conversations we want at these events, but unless we follow up and make something of them, then you might not see them again for a year. So follow up within 24 to 48 hours, right? Have a list, have a plan going in. That can be part of your plan, like we talked about. Reference something specific in your conversation. There are a lot of people that we meet during this week. I know for Sarah, Talene, and all, we all get into town on Wednesday and we're there till Saturday, right? So there is a lot that is going on. And so to make yourself unique and relevant and allow those people that you've met to remember who you are come the following week, right? Reference something in your email that you spoke about, maybe referencing back to the frog conversation and being able to relate to them on something that you guys connected on. Look for ways to add value, right? How can you offer them something that is unique, right? What can you bring to a partnership with them? And then again, building relationships over time. I think we've always talked about the long game in this, right? Those folks who tend to show up and just pass out their business cards within the first 30 seconds, you're not learning much about the person and really able to dive into the networking and understanding who they are, what they need, and how you can specifically help them with what you're offering. With that, Celine, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Elizabeth and Sarah, for sharing both of your perspectives. For those of you who have never been to Beavers, we're happy to answer general event questions. And so we're open for Q&A now. If there's anything that you would like to know about while you're getting your questions ready and thinking of what you want to find out about for Beavers, the week, even though the gala's on Friday and then our event is luncheon on Thursday, that whole week becomes like contractor central for downtown LA, and that the main hotel where the events are, which is the JW Marriott, is full of contractors basically Monday on, with people having meetings with each other, and really the entire West Coast and really even farther than that construction industry just descends on this one hotel. And so it's a really wonderful opportunity to meet with people and to make connections that you've never made before, or to set meetings with people you've been trying to cross paths with for business reasons. So if you are in the area and you have nothing else to do, then just being in the lobby of the JW Marriott is a wonderful way to meet people and get engaged with what's going on with the event itself. Floor is open for questions if you would like to unmute and ask, or if you'd rather put them in the Q&A. I also want to just circle back to the point Sarah made about coming early to the event. Our event, the doors, technically registration opens at 11:30, but every year that we've had the event, there have been people an hour before that waiting and networking and hanging out and ready to go in. And so be prepared if you come right at 11:30 to already be in a very big crowd. So coming early is a good idea, and it is open seating, so that also helps set you up for success. Okay, cool. We have a question from Aaron about advice on parking. So yeah, that's a great question. And I can take it unless, Elizabeth, are you interested in? Okay. So the JW Marriott is located at LA Live, which is where Crypto.com Arena is, which is where the big stadium is. And so that makes getting around those streets pretty complicated. There are parking lots all around the hotel, like every block around the hotel is a parking structure. And so you're welcome to park there. However, most people park on site at the hotel parking, and there's valet at both the front entrance of the hotel, which is the easiest place to go, or the back entrance, which is where the conference center is, which is where all the banquet rooms are and where our event will be held. So both places, if you put in just the address of the hotel itself, will take you to valet parking for the hotel. That's the easiest way to do it.
There's also self-parking. If you're looking at the JW Valet, to the left of it, there's a ramp that goes down to the parking structure that's below the JW.
Yep. Yeah, those are good options. It is downtown LA, so none of them are the easiest options, but there are lots of options. Any other questions? Okay, awesome. So we will give you your time back. Have an amazing first week back. Hopefully you weren't working last week. Back to in the saddle, doing your awesome work here in industry, and we will see you next week at Beavers. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.